Murder.
Chalk outlines.
DNA tests.
Blood.
Anonymous tip.
Beheadings and disembowelments.
Fingerprints.
The yellow tape that they have on crime scenes.
Witness statements.
Stakeouts with my cop friend and we drink coffee. UV lights that they can see on. 5 minutes.
Yep. True crime in about 5 minutes. Belle is the expert. Liam and I are the audience, as are you, who is about to enjoy this 5-minute experience.
Yeah, it's very much like Ben and I, like the two people on Gogglebox, I suppose. Like we're watching the show.
Yep.
We're you.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? That's how I see it. Anyway.
Yep. We ask, hopefully at the end, like the obvious questions.
Yeah, like who murdered them then?
And I say, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, let's get into it.
Huge content warning for today. This one does actually revolve entirely around some child victims, so giving you a heads up. Yeah, it's not a fun one. It was 100 years ago.
Can I say, rarely none are fun.
Rarely, but this one
Can
is...
we make that a challenge? Like in the next month, just surprise us with a fun one, like a fun crime.
If anything has death in it, is it fun?
Yeah.
Well, like true crime.
I don't do bank robberies.
That's fun though.
No,
That stuff's fun.
You have done one fun one, and then you can go back and listen to this. The fun one where the person pretended to be the child, but they're actually like a 35-year-old.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was a fun one.
So no one
Yeah.
died in that. Like, so
Did
you could.
they?
No.
No.
They thought that he died. Turns out he was... No, I think someone did die.
No, yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But most of it was fun.
Anyway, we're eating into the time.
Sorry.
There's only
hang on.
4.5 minutes
Well,
left.
hang on. Can we restart the clock?
No, go Belle.
Rude. Well, this is 100 years ago. It was the 1920s over in the UK. Sadly, a little girl went missing on a Saturday morning. She was less than 10 years old. Her name was Frida, which is a beautiful name and very 1920s. And she went walking to the local shop to buy some food for their pet chickens. She was gone for an hour, which was very weird and very rare for her. Obviously, alarm bells were raised and the family were frantic for the rest of the day. They went looking for her and unfortunately they did find her the following morning down in a laneway. She passed away. They found her. She had been murdered and she was left overnight in this little alleyway. Obviously, the whole town were absolutely shaken up about all this. They start frantically trying to find the killer. Everyone's pointing fingers. You need to remember that in the 1920s, there was no DNA, merely not even fingerprints. It was really he said, she said when solving any crime. So fingers were being pointed at where she had been. Now, the obvious answer was she went walking to the local shop to get the chicken food. So someone must have seen something and was somebody at that shop involved. People started saying, well, look at this kid who works at the shop. This 15-year-old kid who served her and said, yes, I served her, I saw her, and then she left and she vanished after that. 1920s, everyone's going, well, it must be him. It has to be him. He's this 15-year-old kid who's like just still in school, helped out on the weekends at this shop, and he's absolutely yelling his innocence. He's saying, I saw her, I served her, but I would never, ever touch her. The people that own the shop and employed him also backed him in and said, nope, 100% he would never do that. He's a lovely kid. We saw him at the shop. We heard him working. He would never, ever do that. He got taken to court and it was just a big, yeah, well, it must have been him. He was there. We don't have any other evidence. No one saw anything, so it has to be him. He is absolutely saying, in no world did I touch her. So they let him off. They let him go, which was an amazing feat for that town. Everyone was really happy. This 15-year-old kid almost faced a lifetime of prison time. He gets out. Everyone's ecstatic. 2 weeks later, another girl goes missing. Same age as Frida. Her name is Florrie. Also a beautiful name. Florrie was playing outside.
Less so.
Really?
Florrie. Yeah.
Florrie. That's so cute. She's playing outside with her friends, and as you do in the 20s, everyone was just, yeah, kids go outside, they play. She's with her friends and didn't make it home. So the mum starts going up and down the street saying, I can't find my kid. This is the same street that the 15-year-old boy was living in. So everyone's searching, everyone's looking. Again, hours go by, everyone's freaking out. No one can find Florrie. They say, look, let's just do like a door knock. Let's just look at everybody's houses and let's just see if anyone saw anything, does anyone have anything in their house? Again, no DNA. You've just got to vibe it out. So they're going up and down the street and they get to the house of the 15-year-old boy. His name was Harold Jones. So they knock on Harold's door and he's like, "No, I was just with my mates. I was just reading. I was just like, just kicking back." They do a search of his house like they have done with everybody else's house. And they go upstairs, they go into the attic and they find Florrie in his attic.
God.
Yeah. So they found her there. She was deceased already as well. He gets taken into custody and he's like, "Mate, I can't believe it. Don't know how she got in my house."
Yeah, it's
like,
obviously this guy.
yeah, and he's like, it's me. I'm the innocent kid. I'm the guy that everyone wanted to rally and get behind and say that I didn't do it. I'm only 15. I don't know how she got in my attic." Even his dad was like, "Yeah, nah, my son is innocent." He gets taken into court. Everyone's like, "Come on, just admit it. Like,
Yeah,
we found her
you
in your
did it."
house." Everybody had raised so much money the first time to get him freed and to prove that he was innocent that his whole family were bankrupt at this point. So he stands up there and he said, "Yeah, okay, fine, you got me. I did it." He claims that he heard voices, he had to do it, and that was just God's way of telling him to do it. He got sentenced at His Majesty's pleasure, which I don't know if you know, that just means like, I don't know, until we say you can be released. It's not like life, it's just whenever. So he was 15 at that point. He got sentenced at His Majesty's pleasure. He was then released like literally 5 years later.
Wow.
Oh, that's not.
So he completely confessed at this point to both murders. They let him out. He then just went on to live a normal life, served in the army, and then went on to get married, have a normal job, changed his name. He then died in the 70s. And where he was living, 8 women were missing and murdered in the time that he was living in the suburb when he was in his adulthood.
Whoa.
It never got linked to him, and only after he died, everyone went, "Oh, he was living in that same suburb," and 8 women went missing.
No way.
The nickname at that point was Jack the Stripper, which everyone was going with for those 8 women going missing. So there's a whole nother investigation into that. Pretty much it's fingers pointing at him that it was him that did it. But
That's
he'd
wild.
already died at that point.
Yeah, I feel like we needed another 5 minutes.
Yep,
and
but
that was a good one.
That is not how this works, though. That is the cutoff. Belle, we gave you a couple extra minutes to get there.
Yeah, I'd
Thank
agree.
you.
We
Well,
were kind.
because you cut into my
Yeah,
5.
no, we did cut in a little bit. Thank you very much. Good one, and we'll join you for the next one.